You are an architect working in the city that you were born and raised in. You're familiar with the environment, the culture, the residents, the politics, the history, and you participate in the design process of local projects day to day. Now take a second and imagine that you have been selected to design an adaptive reuse project elsewhere in your state. This is an area that you are unfamiliar with in all aspects, yet they are coming to you to improve their community. All of the aspects and influences of design that you've been accustomed to in your local community are no longer present. You can provide the area with your expert knowledge of architecture, yet you lack the understanding of their local knowledge. You are outside, looking in. How do you design a well-informed project for this community? How do you determine what holds architectural importance in the area? How do you begin to understand? Associated character expression is the architectural language as it relates to the overall community image. Firstly, the designer should engage with the associated character of the area at a macro scale. This includes understanding a community's architectural image as a whole, their most defining structures, and spaces that positively impact the local residents' view of their built environment. Narrowing the scope into a specific site for an adaptive reuse project, the designer will begin to understand the opportunities as well as the constraints of a targeted location. Understanding a site's relationship to the larger area and how it will incorporate, celebrate, and evolve the community's architectural language is integral to producing a project for the residents that has a positive reception. How can the designer better understand these two aspects of associated character expression and integrate them into the design process? How can we understand this necessary local information? As designers, we work within a scope of expert knowledge, meaning we use data, research, and observations that we gather to understand and to create a design that works best within an area. The key that the community members hold is local knowledge. Local knowledge is information that we as designers can only access and understand through members of the community who experience the phenomenon of their surroundings on a day-to-day basis. Involving the community to help bridge the gap between expert and local knowledge will work to create a project that helps the community further define their desired architectural character expression. The community's understanding of these three contexts and how they influence each other, the designer, the community, and the adaptive reuse project is paramount for a successful proposal. The community understands their architectural language the best. Thus, the inclusion of the community's voice in adaptive reuse projects helps inform the designer to create a powerful project that builds upon and restores the area's associated character.
Our audience is directed towards both the clients of an adaptive reuse project, its surrounding community, and the designers who are working with the site. The designers performing the research are, again, more often than not on the outside looking in. Unless someone is producing a project in their hometown, they are not likely to know the area, its historical stories, and the resources that it has to offer. However, if there was a shared pool of knowledge between the locals and the designers, it would in return create a better relationship between the construction trades and the public, hopefully making it so that the project is accepted by the community for its services and its character. An adaptive reuse project is the perfect place to restore the locals' energy into a city, because it brings back the sense of an era when the engagement within the town was certainly higher than what it is today. Otherwise, the building would not be abandoned. Restoring a building also provides a place of nostalgia and emotional connections to the site from the community. If a building is restored instead of demolished, it is more likely that the public will engage with the project. After all, this is about highlighting the stories of the town in order to bring back life and energy into the city again today. For this to happen, the town needs to be up to speed with the design and construction process, and continuously voicing their opinions along the way. Furthermore, when we say engage with the community, we are talking about engaging with the whole community, ranging from its economic leaders, government officials, to your everyday local resident. This way, the designers have a clear understanding of the wants and needs of the town, as well as are forming a relationship with one another with each encounter, eventually lessening the effect of researching from the outside in, and instead learning about the community character through conversation. People should care about what's going on in their community and participate in what they feel is important or missing in the design. Again, would help the project to be welcomed into the community as a place of excitement instead of just another place of new construction.
During the design process, as we discussed, it is integral for the designer to gather information from the community regarding their ideas on architectural character expression and what they would like to see regarding preservation and evolution of their community through adaptive reuse projects. To gather this information, we propose a variety of incoming streams of information that all engage the community in different ways. These methods include surveys, interviews, case studies, historical analysis, demographic analysis, workshops, and engagement in theoretical projects. To begin, surveys, interviews, and workshops can all gather the community and glean information about their views on their current architectural language and how they want to see it changed or reinforced. They will contain questions such as, what aspects of the town's architecture hold significance to you? Or, what areas of your community do you see could be improved? Demographic information will work comparatively with the other information gathered by the designer. Understanding how different people from different places walk through life and view what is architecturally important and how they wish to see their language grow can allow the designer to make further informed decisions about the design. Demographic analysis allows the designer to produce an integrated and equitable design that better responds to the different groups within a community in unique ways. Case studies will allow the architect to gather information on the architectural history and understand the character of the past in the area through similar projects. This will allow the architect to better grasp how architecture can evolve within an area and how to further preserve or integrate parts of history into the proposal. Finally, engagement in theoretical projects. Creating a theoretical project or competition allows many different designers with different backgrounds and viewpoints to engage the community in their own way and gather information of their own. This works as a dry run for future projects to look back on and improve upon the process, information gathering, and analysis of local knowledge for future projects.
Ultimately, our audiences must engage with the entirety of the design and construction process collaboratively to bridge the gap between local and expert knowledge, to produce powerful proposals that help shape a community's architectural character expression. Without this partnership, the architect will enact their own biases and sheltered knowledge and allow them to overtake the design process. This produces work in which the community has less interest in, as it feels foreign and uninformed. This change to the design process is integral to community members, as they are the ones who are inhabiting and interacting with the architecture in their area. Providing them with an outlet to voice their opinions and shape their community in regards to architectural character expression will produce projects with better overall reception. Lastly, designers must adapt this method of gathering information to create adaptive reuse projects that produce better community reception and interaction.